So before I start my presentation here, I'd like to invite you all to dive with me, because right now we're in Palo Alto, and I'd like to, for all of you, I'd like to take you on a trip to my small little country, Kuwait. So imagine that we're all going to go diving underwater. So I need you to close your eyes for a moment for me. And imagine, close your eyes, promise, won't do anything. We're going to go all underwater. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. It's dark, and you probably cannot see anything underwater. You're lucky if you're not tangled in deadly fishing nets. You will slowly start to taste the gasoline sipping through your regulator. But it's okay, because you know why? We are all diving for a very great cause. You may open up your eyes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dari AlHuwail. And I'm honored and very pleased to be here in front of you to present to you an initiative that was carried out by young and dedicated Kuwaiti volunteers. My hopes throughout this presentation is to inspire you, show you an example that youth can do something, and something phenomenal. And I'm a regular person just like you. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a regular person, just like anybody sitting in this room. The team was founded in 1986, and our sole mission is to spread environmental awareness both locally and globally. Sadly, this image, this wonderful and beautiful image, is from Kuwait's reef 20 years ago. Unfortunately, that reef is being destructed and is being damaged. Why? Because as human beings, unfortunately, we inflict a lot of damage on our environment. So one action that we do is we drop anchor on our coral reefs. The coral reefs need a lot of years, centuries upon centuries, to only grow a couple of centimeters. And what do? In a split second, we just drop our anchors and destroy the coral reefs. Another thing that we do also, unfortunately, as human beings, is we inflict a lot of damage by throwing wastes, throwing deadly fishing nets, and just discard them and walk away. And I'd like you all to pay very close attention. This is actually near the presidential palace. People pass by this area every single day, including the Emir and the Crown Prince. This is devastating. And this picture is not 2-3 years ago. This picture is actually this year. And we're talking tons of waste. Something needs to be done about this. But unfortunately also, there are some environmental factors that affect what's happening. Did you know that only a degree or 2 sudden change in water temperature can cause corals to die? Slowly die? That's just 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. I mean, think about that. That is scary. That's devastating. But what did we do? As a dive team, we decided to take action because we wanted to protect Khalid's future. And let me introduce to you Khalid. Khalid is this young man in the picture that you see here. And we were cleaning Al-Fahahil coast. And as I was exiting the water, and I was carrying a pipe that was just thrown in the middle of the ocean, I was handing it to Khalid. And Khalid told me, Dari, I just want to grow up and be a diver like you. That was a very heartfelt moment. And that encouraged me and said, you know what, we should keep going because we need to protect Khalid's future. So as a dive team, we're involved in many different operations, one of which is the mooring buoys project that we carry out in Kuwait. So we have 70 plus mooring buoy installations across Kuwait. And these big, huge balls that you see float in water and allow boaters to not drop anchor, but just tie to these mooring buoys. So we're protecting our reefs through the installation of these mooring buoys. But we also, at the same time, we keep a very close eye on our reef through the collaboration with Project Aware and sending our data to the University of Queensland online. Researchers from Australia are analyzing the data and the health of the coral, not only in Kuwait, but also around the world. And this data is available to everybody to analyze and look at. We've started a successful small project in terms of transplantation or transplanting corals. You might be thinking, really, transplanting corals? But this is an attempt and an effort to replenish what we've lost in terms of coral colonies. We've seen a lot of success in this, and we actually carried out this technology and we learned it from the Maldives, because they had such a great success in terms of the coral transplantation. I'm not claiming that we are scientists and we've been hugely successful, but we're seeing early signs of success in this in Kuwait, and we're very hopeful. the sad story continues, unfortunately. A lot of fishermen discard fishing nets and they don't care. They just do not care. They damage the environment, they kill a lot of marine animals, but at the same time, they also endanger our lives as divers. As you know, we dive with a tank on a limited supply of oxygen, of air. And if we run out of air and we're entangled in that deadly fishing net, it's a bad day for all of us. And we don't want that to happen. I'm trying to make this a little bit more interactive. So under somebody's seat, there is a piece of paper that tells you how much does it cost the marine environment in terms of total damage. Can you please look under your seats? Can somebody shout out to me and tell me how much does it cost us on an annual basis that our marine environment is polluted?
$12.8 billion.
$12.8 billion. That is a shocking 7% of Kuwait's GDP. Now, does that come into your perspective? Just think about that. Just think about that for a second. $12.8 billion, 7% of Kuwait's GDP. And when I tell you about these fishing nets, this fishing net, you're like, and mind you, the expressions that you see in the picture are real. They're not made up, I promise you. But when we're lifting these fishing nets, this one in particular was 7 tons. That's equivalent of approximately 2 cars. 7 tons of waste. It will take us 45 minutes to an hour if we're lucky. And if we're lucky, we don't get stung by jellyfish. Thank you. If we don't get stung by jellyfish while we're lifting these deadly fishing nets. This picture here just shows you another example of the kinds of projects that we do. Lifting of big shipping vessels and lifting of all kinds of pollutants. But these 2 pictures have a very special memory in my mind. They offer, this was actually in the new year, 2011. This was January 1st. This is how we spent our new year, taking action. We involved the community in all what we do because without our community, we cannot do anything. It's very important that we engage with the community. And we focus on little children, not only through education, but through involving them in these types of, if you will, environmental projects. And I'm happy to report to you that 3 weeks ago, we've established the first mobile beach cleanup unit where little children, families, individuals can walk up to this mobile unit, can pick up their beach cleanup kit, and they can actually get some education, and they will go out and clean up the oceans. Now I tell you, all this, oh my God, you're risking your lives, it's stinky, it's hot, it's yucky, but we all do it, I kid you not, with all passion, and we all have fun. There is not one single time that we've been out on a boat just for the fun of it. We were just having a lot of fun. So you heard all the talk. So what's in it for you? What is the call to action here? Tweet about it. Our dive team, our Twitter account is @Kuwait Dive Team. So I want you to tweet all about it. Like Becca said, talk about this issue. This issue is important, and it's actually by all of us that we need to take action. Connect with us. We'd like to hear from you. As a dive team, we're here to offer you a lot of support, and we'd love to hear with you. But more importantly, let's collaborate, all of us, with each other. We're going to hear a lot of really cool initiatives, and I can tell you, I've already secured multiple collaborations, one of which, Hamza Arsabi, one of my fellow delegates here, we've actually already started that collaboration. So I thank you, Amends, for offering this opportunity. Now, before I end, I'd like to leave you with a quote by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. I have the world, but now it's your hand to take part. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.